Zoop. There, it looks like it's going live. Look at that. Hello, YouTube. Hello. Oh, well, Jarrod just showed up with some fresh off the DMR state. Have you ever done anything with your DMR radio?
Yeah, I checked into the net last night. Although I think we were having some connectivity issues.
That's what Lee said. I was going to go chase that down. I haven't heard.
Yeah, I checked in, but pretty short net because we couldn't get to everybody. So.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, got it up, programmed up, working. Everything's going good.
That's right. Carl, do you have a DMR, hotspot, open spot, any of that stuff?
No, I don't.
Okay, wasn't him. We're trying to find somebody who was calling Steve to give him some help, and I can't remember who that was. Mark, do you remember who that was? Was that Peter Core?
Yeah, it was Peter Core. It was very knowledgeable on that.
Yeah, I think that's who we sicked on him. We'll get Peter to.
Well, just say his name 3 times and he'll pops in. That's how that works. Remember?
That's right. Well, there is somebody on YouTube, so maybe it's him. Maybe it's him. Well, let's see. I'm going to say from looking at everybody, we've all got power, that everybody that's here.
Got my battery backup set up just in case.
Yeah, they were doing the rolling blackouts earlier, and everything around me was out. But my apartment complex was still going, so I don't know. A little weird.
They like you. Yeah, my office got shut down for an hour this morning, and it took me 4 hours to get one server up and 7 hours to get the second one up.
That's rough.
Yeah, it had shut down just fine, but since the silly server had not been turned off in 100 years, the CMOS battery was not very good. So when it woke up, it didn't have any CMOS brains.
Oops.
Yep. So we got that fixed, reprogrammed, and got it to boot. And now I got to figure out what the battery is and put new batteries in. But oh well, that happens. That happens. Sam and Mike are there. Hell, Mike's got his video. Sam's got his video.
Hey guys. Hey guys.
Oh.
Hey.
It's snowing in Norman.
Oh my God. I left my office on the west side, and it was just barely snowing. And I came home on the east side, 84th East, and man, it was thick out here. So I don't know if it started here first or if it just built all over town. But
it was coming in from the southwest.
Oh, that's not right then. Oof. And the office ought to be in bad shape by now.
Yeah.
Started
a
here.
Quick question on DMR radios, if I can ask one here.
Sure.
Go ahead.
So can I program the portable DMR radio that I have using the Chirp software?
No.
No. Okay.
What radio do you have?
That's the one I got from the club, the Radio Oddity one.
GD77. Yep. All of that stuff is on the code plugs page, the SCARS code plug page, and you can download all the stuff you need, but you cannot do it with Chirp.
Within the files, I know this because I just did it this week. Within the files that you download when you download the programming software, there's a neat little everything you need to get started PDF document in there, and it's got a link to. It shows you exactly how to set up a talk group and a channel to listen to that talk group and all that stuff. And then also AD5GG's got a pretty good he's a member of the SCARS Club. He's got a pretty good website article on all that good stuff. So
okay. Cool. Thanks.
Yep, but no, you cannot do it. You have the cable in the radio that we gave you or that you bought, and but it will not go by Chirp. Chirp does not do any DMR. I don't know if that's by design or they're all wacky is the problem.
Good for bow fangs. And
yeah, bow fangs. And
time I buy a new radio, I have to download new software. So nothing.
Oh, no.
So I finally bought a computer just for my ham.
Yep.
You know, I think I'm going to have to do that too, because I've got a Mac. I run a Mac around here, and I can't do anything with that. So I'm going to end up buying a Windows machine just for my radio stuff.
Yep. Some people have been successful on doing the virtual stuff, but finicky is probably the right answer for that one. Finicky. Look at that. AG5PQ. Who is that guy? It doesn't have any clouds. We don't have any clouds.
Too cold out there for you, Ken?
I moved inside. I brought my computers in and everything. I got a 220-volt heater and 2 cube heaters out there, and I can go out there and work for a little while, but I can't stay out there that long.
Yeah. And standing still is bad.
But it's not too bad out there. But
lived in this house 20 years, and the other night my sink out in the garage froze up.
Wow.
First time it's ever in 20 years.
Well, my bathroom down in the shop's not heated at all, and I've got a cutoff on the floor. And I went back yesterday, and the toilet started to freeze up solid, and not quite, but I was able to break the water in it, and I stuck a piece of foam expander, soft foam, and just jammed it down inside. That'll keep it from cracking the toilet. I got a hot water tank out there that I've never had freeze up before, but I put a heater on it, so now I have an externally heated hot water tank. It's nice and warm. I had to run out last night and experiment with a spray bottle and a cup of hot water.
Oh, did you do that?
Yeah, that was fun.
What was that?
I did the cup of hot water this morning at minus 14 degrees.
Yeah, it was in the sub-zero, comfortably sub-zero at midnight. So took a spray bottle and sprayed as hard as I could, and I couldn't make it hit the ground. It would vaporize into fine mist, for ice mist. And then I took a coffee cup full of hot water, and threw it up in the air with a reasonable amount of force, and all I did was create a fine cloud of ice crystals. Never came to the ground.
I had an interesting thing here at the house, and maybe some of you chemists can help with this, but that last storm, the last snowstorm, I had ice. Before the snow, I had about a 1/4 inch of ice on everything, and then it snowed. And I expected there to be ice under the snow, but when I started scraping the snow back, it's like the snow got rid of the ice. Yes. I had snow down to the concrete. It was real strange.
I think the term is sublimation.
That's the one I was going to use.
Mm-hmm.
Ice will go away. It will evaporate slowly away, but even under snow, I don't know about under snow. But
I think it did. Warm enough down there.
I really expected to, scrape the snow off, and there'd still be that 1/4 inch of ice, but it was gone. And
the ground probably warmed it up.
Yep.
Yeah, either that or if it did sublimate, for sublimation to happen, it has to be at a very specific point of temperature and or pressure. So
I knew we had somebody who knew about that.
Yeah, I knew we would too. Yeah, we got somebody here that knows everything.
Yeah, it's either got to be very, 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 very cold or very, 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 very high pressure. So
where did it go?
Who knows? Probably ground just melted it.
It may well be. I have a patio in the back that was actually cement laid over a rock patio where a hot tub once was, and that stayed completely free of snow for quite a while. There was sufficient heat, in the ground to keep that from sticking on it.
This did it on my concrete driveway, and it also did it on the windshield of my car that's sitting out there. You know, one day there's ice and the next day there's nothing but snow. It was
Now
really
that's a
weird.
good thing. Why are you complaining?
I'm not complaining. I'm just trying to figure out, you know, maybe this is some kind of new ice melt snow.
There you go.
That we could, so.
I want to get a hold of the global warming guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, they got a new version of firmware out there for the Radioddity 3436. Did you use that one, Jason, or did you, or Jarrod, did you use the
Checking.
436 is ham version. I don't know what that means. We'll find out here. We'll see if it torques my machine.
I use 436.
Oh, good.
Yeah, but does it fix the spelling errors?
Oh, let's see, what is it? Does this file and exit is, I think, the one that bothers me.
So probably no.
I don't know. It sounds like John. Yeah, it's John. How's
it's me.
Indiana doing?
Let's see, 15 degrees right now. We got 10 inches of snow here at the house, which effectively shut down my town. We haven't had 10 inches of snow here since I think it was 2018.
Really?
So, yeah. And so that basically shut down my plant too, where I work. So they got approximately the same amount, and they're a poorer county than we are, and their back roads have not been plowed. I spoke to a bunch of people. I was working from home today. I spoke to a bunch of people, and they're like, "Yep, no, not coming into work today. Maybe tomorrow, or maybe not even this week."
Yeah, we're supposed to get a big ton over tonight, and then it's supposed to go up, and so hold our breath for another 24 hours. I think. When does it start getting nice around here?
Friday.
Yeah, they're saying Saturday it's supposed to get up to 38 degrees. Wow.
Yeah.
So
we'll
see. Did you guys
get about 10?
Yeah. Did you guys get any of the snow that came up from Texas, or?
Yeah, we got the last snowstorm.
Yeah.
It was about 8 or 9 inches.
Yeah.
And then
a lot of drifting.
Yeah, we had 3 and 4 foot drifts.
Did you really?
Yeah, got backyard. I got a 3 foot drift next to the neighbor's fence. And then last night we actually hit a record. It was a minus 14 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah,
was it
you
really?
guys got really cold over there.
Yeah.
I have a friend.
That was the biggest. That was the record originally set back in. We beat the record of 1899.
Wow. That is, that's chilly.
Hey, Mark, you'll appreciate that. There's a 3 foot drift right behind my wife's garage door where her Prius is.
Oh,
she thinks that she thought if she could get a running start.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, yeah, right.
While she's setting upside down in her car, tell her that was the wrong idea.
No, she'd just be teeter-tottering on the top of the drift.
Yeah.
Get me a video of that, and we'll all be happy.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I have a friend down in South Texas, and he got 5 inches of snow, and it rarely snows even that much down there.
Did you see the snow on Galveston Beach?
No, I did not.
Yeah.
There's snow. Yeah. There's a picture of snow on Galveston Beach. Amazing.
It's crazy. Yeah.
They've got all these power outages down there. Heard a while ago that they're giving COVID shots literally door to door to try to use the stuff up because they've lost so much of their refrigeration.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So because they're doing 30-minute roll blackouts.
We were doing those here today, but they quit now.
We did an hour, shut me down at the office for an hour, and screwed up my computers for another 4.
So
I mean,
It's generally the way it works.
you don't have UPSs that'll keep them going that long.
They won't keep them going that long, but they're programmed to shut down. And one of them, I got two servers that are cross, back up to each other, and thought, to replicate. And I thought, no problem. One of them will still be alive. Nope. One of them, God knows why, took forever to reboot. And I'm guessing it was in Windows Update thing. And it was like an hour and a half later, everything started working. And the second one never came up. So I drove into the office to do it. And the CMOS battery must have died because it had been off for too long. And when it woke up, it said, I don't know who I am or where I am or none of the programming. So hit F1 to start over, and it wouldn't boot. So I had to jack with it. Yeah. So I need to go get some CMOS batteries, I'm guessing.
Yeah. We didn't lose power at work, and actually we didn't lose power here. But yeah, I heard down your way that they were having a lot of problems with that. Are they just dropping lines, or is it just they just can't generate enough power because of everybody's working their heaters?
Well, I think the power outages they're dropping lines.
Well, they're doing it because the Southwest Power Pool is overloaded.
Yeah, they're being directed to do it by the Southwest Power Pool.
Yeah, well, that's the rotating thing, but
yeah, the rotating stuff. There've been some
I think the areas that
are
just totally out of power. I mean, I think they've got some of both, but
yeah.
I mean, they were talking 100,000 customers without power. That doesn't mean that have been cut off. That means
no power at all.
Yeah, they were counting them too, though, in a lot of that. But then again, we have the other greatest show on earth: Okies on ice or snow. They hit power poles and take out blocks and areas and stuff like that.
With $3,000 worth of groceries from Walmart that they just went and stocked up on.
Right. Yeah. Buy all the milk and bread out of the store. You bet. Yeah. They do the same thing up here. I mean, they're telling people to stay off the roads up here, and that really
bad. For you science buffs, I got a good one for you. Yesterday, actually the night before last, Lake Draper's power plant, they had to shut it down, not because their main lines froze up, but because their lines that run between the plant and their other building that carries the chlorine in it froze up.
Sorry, I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
So, at what temperature does chlorine freeze?
Well, I don't know.
I had to go look it up.
Yeah.
Oh, you did.
Freeze that?
Negative 101.
No.
That's what I just Googled it.
That's pure chlorine, though.
Oh, that's pure chlorine. That's not diluted with water.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
Yeah.
-10.
That would do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they never thought about the fact that it was going to get real cold, so they didn't put any heating tape basically on those lines running across there. So guess what they were doing this morning? They were running across there, putting heating tapes across those lines to keep them from freezing again. They were out there with torches,
melting the ice off, and then
heating up the pipes, the metal pipes across there to thaw them out.
Yeah.
Just when you thought your job sucked.
Yeah.
I've lived here 30 years, and I don't remember a time where we had as low a temperatures for as long as this little spell. It's
8 days so far.
Yeah.
Below zero or below
maybe an official
below
record.
Freezing.
Yeah, it almost runs the if you don't like the weather, wait till tomorrow, it'll be different routine, But.
I had the great pleasure of being sent to a job in Port Arthur one time in January, not many years ago, and got down there, and I'd be dipped if it wasn't 30 degrees. Here I'm going to the Gulf. Yeah, gonna be warm. No.
Yeah.
Happened before.
Yeah, my friend works in the oil fields, and he's like, thank God I don't have to go out there today. Hopefully they won't call me out, because
By the way, just south of Miami, Florida today, it was a nice balmy 85. Anybody want to go to Florida?
I hear it's summer all year long in Ecuador.
I've been working with a pair of people in Tampa all day, and it is very tough to respond to their emails.
Well, weren't they getting tornadoes down there today?
Good. I hope so. God, just
North Carolina.
Yeah, I think that's more Alabama, North Carolina.
Yeah, North Carolina, they had an EF3.
Wow.
Took out one town pretty good.
Hey, Mark, what do you got on your screen?
That's the Galveston Beach snow.
Ha! Wow. They didn't just get a little either, did they?
Nope.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, and I thought that was going to be a tough thing to find a picture of. No, apparently there's a snowman.
Snowman.
I got to tell you, some of the people in my neighborhood were trying to have a snowman contest, but this was just not good snowman snow.
No.
Yeah.
No. Look at that. I'm surprised they found that many coats in Galveston.
Yeah. Well, it's all it's all the northerners coming down to warm up.
Yeah. Man. That is just nuts.
So what does the snow do to HF propagation?
Well, makes it like
not
crap.
Jesus,
That's
the
actually-
waves.
That's actually a test question on a general test for 10 meters and 6 meters.
I'll tell you, I'm looking at 40 meter here, and it's pretty hopping right now. So,
Wow.
I think
down in the digital area down here.
Look at that. Look at that.
Snow is terrible. I hate it.
Charlene just walked to the window and looked out and said a lot of
Peter,
words that were like, wow, no. So it must be snowing pretty good here.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would want you northern guys to have all the fun.
Well, don't worry, we are.
And as Mike told me earlier in the call, next week you'll be 50 and we'll get 50 in what, March, April, May?
40.
Yeah.
Man.
morning-
Snowboard.
This morning, the deer, when they finished corn, knocked on the window and asked if they could come in for a few minutes.
Do you blame them? I mean, really?
Ooh.
This is definitely not a Chamber of Commerce day for those guys. Wow.
It only does this once every 100 years.
Yeah. Just the day you're here, buddy.
Yeah.
Well, that happened when I
I
went to
did see
Destin.
something the other day that called this 100-year freeze we're in.
That's yeah.
If that's official or just
Well, on the the stuff I saw posted today, the coldest day was all the previous records were pre-statehood, so that gives you an idea.
Wow.
Yeah, there were so many people here with thermometers back then,
There were is the problem.
There's actually pretty good records. It's crazy because the military would keep records.
Oh,
What's interesting are the drought records that they can actually tell from the rings in trees.
yeah.
Dendrochronology.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Peter. I knew there was a name for it.
I had a prof.
Yeah.
Have you seen what they're doing with a drill bit with that, Peter?
Drilling holes in trees.
Yeah, they take a drill and they drill to the center of a tree and they have a current meter that measures the current.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
And they sense the current on the drill, and as it goes through, it detects the rings as it goes through, and they can actually do it on a live tree. And
This was 25 plus years ago, and he was coring trees. He had a drill bit that would core the tree, and then they'd pull that out, and they'd inspect all the rings under a microscope and do mass spectrometry and all that happy stuff.
yeah, they have samples way back to when, so they can go back and
they do.
and they can say, okay, here's the patterns, and this is where they align. So this is the day, this is the year this tree started growing. I mean, maybe this is the year. Crazy stuff.
OU's closed again tomorrow. Jarrod's excited, I'm sure.
I still got Dr. Hayes' homework to do, so it's okay. Still due tomorrow.
There's a loophole. I'm pretty sure that message had a loophole, something about no school activities or something. No?
Yeah, I'd love for you to tell him that.
Is he on? Is he on here?
He's not.
I realized the other day, there are no more snow days anymore. When it snows, they just flip everybody over to virtual.
Yep.
Actually,
except they didn't, and it was because of the power.
More yesterday had a snow day.
Really?
More schools, yeah. My wife has spent 24 hours trying to figure out why it is a snow day and not a virtual day.
Hey, I'm just finding it funny that they told us we don't get spring break this year. So this is our spring break, effectively.
The atmosphere said, "Oh yeah, hold my beer." They specifically said today because of the power issues, and there were some power issues on campus as well. That's why they didn't treat it as a virtual day.
Yeah, I know North Campus.
Otherwise, they would have. So
North Campus has been flashing on and off for the last few days. North Campus power is terrible. So
yes, it is. I worked at Severe Storms Lab when it was up there.
I was gonna say that's why
we would lose a phase every once in a while, and that makes old CRTs do very strange things.
Used to make our Liebert freak out when we did that.
Oh
yeah, did we? I don't remember if that data center up there it must have had a Liebert in it. It must have had something in it.
We had an old Liebert in there. We have two power feeds, and when one of the phases goes out, it just freaks out. Doesn't know whether to go on or go off.
Who's doing what to it?
Yeah.
Continuous problems with our HVAC and our data centers. So
yeah, and I think the worst part up there is OU knows about the issue. They know that the power is terrible up there, but I don't think I was talking to Dr. Sadiq about it one time. He used to be the head of aerospace and mechanical engineering, and he said they've talked about doing it a lot, but it's like a legacy issue. It's like how the wiring up there is run, across the entire North Campus.
It was military. It was run to last a month and a half.
Yeah, it was just put up for the duration, and the war is going to be over soon. So why would we do this in a sustainable way? We got to get these built and get these pilots trained. Damn it.
Yeah, and they had someone come out and estimate it. It was going to be to fix just the area.
$1 billion.
Well, to fix just the area that I work in, it was going to be north of $300,000.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
Well, that's the problem with Aussies for a long time. That the sewer pipe ran uphill from the terminal building, and
even Navy guys know that's wrong. Come on, Bill, you were in the Navy.
They didn't worry about it. They just pushed it overboard. They don't care.
Yeah, but even that's going downhill. Yeah, well, we had the same kind of problem with our phasing until it blew up a motor that we had. The motor actually caught fire because of the phasing went out on it. And they're like, "Oh, maybe we ought to fix this now that we have 3 fire trucks and a big plume of smoke coming out of the factory."
Yeah.
You remember Channel 4 right before they shut down? Don Ossie is a ham. He's their engineer up there. They were live on the air. They were not on the air, but the weather, the morning gals had their Facebook streaming Channel 4. They were streaming it out, and they were in the network room where they had a dual feed power system that the dual feed crossover switch smoked.
Whoopsie.
You could see that what the weather what's her name, Channel 4's weather gal, whatever it was, she's shooting a thing live on Facebook Live, and it says, "Wow, look at that. I don't know what that is, but that's why we're off the air." you could see smoke handling, and you could see Don Ossie scratching his head, and he just turns and looks at her, shakes her head. Shakes his head. I said, later I saw him. I said, what happened? He said, the crossover switch between the two power systems died. And he said that thing was put in when the building was put in back in the 50s.
When they were WKY TV?
Yeah. He said we couldn't have lasted another month until we moved to the new building.
I think they were WK. It wasn't for WKY originally.
Yeah.
Yep. It's funny how that
it's so
kind of
funny
stuff
to watch
happens.
Don shake his head. No. But yeah, they said there's smoke in the building. Let's go find it.
This is news. Yes.
Yeah.
This is new. Yeah. 4-alarm fire in North Oklahoma City.
They were sitting outside and they're standing outside. It's kind of cold out here. We got to go inside. It's probably still up on the web somewhere, but that was hilarious. Every system. Let's see what Ken tell me today. Complex systems fail simply. Yep, they sure do.
Speaking of everything being on the web forever, I saw the video you shared today, and am I mistaken, or were you the only civilian in that video, Mark?
I haven't seen the video. I just sent the link, and I didn't go look. I don't know what do you mean by civilian? Who are the rest of them?
Everybody else was HQ staff, or a director.
Really?
That's what it looked like to me, and I thought this was like a nationwide thing, not just the
they may not get
famous scars thing.
They maybe didn't get very many responses.
Well,
I didn't. Ed said I made the cut. That's all I saw.
You did.
Back. That's it.
Yeah, it was. And this is no reflection on you, but it was underwhelming.
It was. Which one did they put in?
You were, and primarily because you were one of the younger people on there. So
I did two of them. One was the.
It was the EOC one.
Emergency operations.
Yeah, sitting in front of the bank of radios.
I didn't think they'd go take that audio in there. Oh. Yeah, something like do emergency management or something silly.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I mean, it was fine, but it was like, oh, okay.
Oh, you remember that night, don't you?
Yeah.
It was. God, we just busted our hump doing 8,000 VE tests. Let's go home.
Oh wait, we got to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was that was a strange deal. What did you think of it, Ed? I know the camera work was very good.
Oh, sure. Suck up to Ed. Yeah, thanks.
It wasn't bad. It's not something that's going on my resume by any means.
Yeah, but
as if I needed one.
How many seconds did we take?
We were within our 10 seconds. We gave them 2 intro.
No, but I mean, setup time was in the seconds.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was. I don't know if you were on before when I was telling Mark. The whole thing was kind of underwhelming. I mean, ours was the highlight. Don't misunderstand me, but
I mean, when you get 48 hours to do a project, and it was all edited on an iPhone.
We
showed we could do it, I guess.
Did we actually edit it?
We didn't edit nothing. You gave me the files, and I stuck them on a OneDrive, and they uploaded at the firehouse before we left, and I shot them an email with the link on it, and that's all we did on it.
Yeah, we could have made the audio a lot better, but
I walked in, sat down, moved some stuff away that was probably shouldn't have been on video, and
Grizzle's lunch.
Yeah, I think there was a couple of those, or at least Mountain Dews. And my favorite thing was at the end of the thing, whatever I said, I was going to key the microphone. And just as I went to go key the microphone, I realized I have no idea what microphone I have in my hand. And this could be a dispatch live microphone. That would be really bad. So I froze when I figured out it's probably not the microphone I should have in my hand.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Please don't say froze anymore.
Yeah. Sorry.
Mark, bring that video up and show it.
Yeah,
that's what I'm
looking
masses.
for here.
Evenly.
Yeah, I just want to quote a Facebook post a friend of mine sent me. It says, every 20-minute job is one broken bolt away from becoming a 3-day ordeal.
Yeah, I'm with him.
Think about that.
I'm with him.
Obviously, he doesn't have the right tools.
Oh, yeah. You keep saying that.
Yeah.
You keep saying that running on
He
the
who
generator
dies,
for the last 2
he
days.
who dies with the most tools wins.
Yes.
Sure.
Are
I'm
you still
winning.
running on
The family
generator?
does it. The family doesn't because they got to clean it up. But yeah, that's right.
Funny you say that, Lee. When my father-in-law died, and my brother-in-law and my mother-in-law and I got together, and she said, "You guys just need to clean up his garage and sort the tools, and you guys can have a few tools between you." We ended up with 4 different complete set of tools, and then a whole huge box of tools after that. So every one of us got, a nice big set of tools of all shapes and kinds. I didn't realize there was that many different kinds of screwdrivers.
Oh, my gosh.
I can explain that.
Absolutely.
I can explain that. When
Hang
you're
on,
young,
I'm taking notes.
When
Go
you're
ahead.
young and you drop a screwdriver, you bend over and pick it up. When you get older, when you drop a screwdriver, you want to open a drawer and get another one out, and you don't bend over until there's at least 6 or 8 on the floor. Then you bend over.
This is the truth.
You keep one of the grabbers handy, so you just reach over and grab it.
That's for really old people.
He had
How
6.
can you leave me?
He had 6 of those little grabbers. Extended grabbers.
Yes, I do too.
That's the other thing. You also forget what you have. So you're at Harbor Freight and you think, oh, I got to have one of those.
Oh, no.
But those of us who've had multiple back surgeries appreciate those grabbers.
I bet.
He didn't go to Harbor Freight. He went to all the garage sales weekly.
Yeah.
And he didn't buy 1 or 2 tools. He bought boxes of tools and brought them home.
It's my father-in-law. He would buy old electric drills and he was going to fix them. He was going to rewind the motors on them. And never did. He had just boxes of these old, he paid 10 cents for, And his theory was if he couldn't fix them, the cord was worth 10 cents. He'd cut the cords off of them.
I have a box of cords.
There's something to be said from that generation, Sam?
Yeah.
They knew something we didn't.
But the other thing is to have cords that still have both original ends on them.
Well, there's a lot of diminishing returns with that.
I learned a lot about electricity. My grandfather had a cord that had a male on both ends of an extension cord, an AC extension cord. and no, he would plug the thing in, and he would plug it in one area, and then if you needed power, like in a shop or something, didn't have any power, he had outlets in there, but he plugged one end into the outlet in the house and one end into the outlet in the shop, and then he could just use multiple extension cords to hook the two together. And by God, if you found that end that was live laying on the ground, woo, that would wake you up.
Well, I was going to tell the story of we were cleaning out our one of our storage areas, and we found a 40-gallon drum full of power cords.
Whoa.
Okay. These are, like the
HP, the computer
1
plug
meter,
cords?
the PC, standard PC cords. But we found these things, and it was like, we didn't know what to do with them because frankly, we weren't going to dip them and strip all the copper out of them. So we ended up crocheting them all together. And we made this rope like 30 feet long with these things. We ended up towing cars across the parking lot one day because we were bored. We actually I think we got about 50 feet before the cords finally broke. But,
oh my gosh.
It was kind of cool. So you can never have too many cords. Never. So they say.
Mr. Laws, I tried reaching you multiple times in the past week about the ID 4100 Alpha. I did
Heard
find
my name. Hang on. Let me redo my speaker here. Hang on. Yeah, I saw your text 2 days afterwards, and I thought,
a few days afterwards.
No, by now he's forgotten he sent it, so I'll just ignore it.
No.
pretty much, yeah. But OU is off again tomorrow, so tomorrow would be a good day.
Okay. I have, since we last talked, I also have bought the RT Systems software and their cable. Right here.
Da, 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 da.
So, and I've been trying to import some things into it, but
yeah, I actually played a bunch more with my 4100 to see what I could do with it. There's a really, ICOM has this really extensive command set that you can do all kinds of stuff over the control wire. And even ICOM doesn't take advantage of it. They use it for programming this stuff, but you can control almost everything in that radio through that remote port. And there's nobody makes software for it. It's kind of weird.
Have you seen Win for ICOM or whatever it is? Win number 4 ICOM?
I'd forgotten about that.
I'm trying to get Ed to buy a copy of that. I'm trying to get Ed to buy a copy of that. So
I hate buying stuff, but I'm willing to look at it.
I think Carl's got it. Doesn't Carl, or is Carl still here? He's went out somewhere else. I think Carl's got it because I think that's where I heard it from. But Win number 4 ICOM.
Yeah.
It looks like, if I had a radio that it would hook to, it looks like that is the best $60 you could ever spend, is what I'm thinking. They have a 30-day trial version if you have the radio. Yeah.
Which one's the support, I wonder?
705, 7300, 9700. I don't know what's up on that list.
Be a list somewhere.
Yeah, it should be on one of those
on their site. They list most everything recent.
I don't remember how far back it went, but it didn't say ICOM 745, so I didn't care.
This is interesting.
I think if we see Carl pop back in, we might ask him
what radios are supported.
Yeah, I downloaded the trial. They give you a 30-day trial, and seems like I played with it a couple times, but it worked really well with my 7300.
Bet.
Yeah, that was on the list.
Okay, I will look at that because I can do a lot through DX Lab for both my 746 and my 910, and the command suite is remarkably similar across the whole ICOM, even going back 25 years. Newer stuff has newer commands that don't exist on the old radios, but like tuning up and tuning down, it's been the same for 25 years. But
that's what I was wondering, if older stuff would work. And then I saw a lot of reference to Ham Radio Deluxe in there, but I didn't see any references to DX Labs.
Yeah, it's not
you would think
there's a divide there.
Yeah. Oh, is there?
Yeah.
That's religion, not science. Got it.
I don't know.
Parker, I thought I saw something on DX Lab Suites. There.
Did you see something? Because that would really make my day. I think
down the rabbit hole there. And he was using a Hamcom school guy, actually, not Hamcom school. You don't talk ham radio courses. The guy took over Twit.
Josh. Yeah.
He had a couple videos.
Ham radio crash course.
He had it hooked up also to a logger and everything else. So he was running a lot of stuff with him.
Is that the Starship Enterprise command module behind you?
Ooh, the TARDIS.
TARDIS, yeah.
Like, I know, no.
That is a TARDIS.
It's an old TARDIS, 1980s, early 80s.
I'm trying to figure out how much that win for ICOM suite is.
$60 is what I saw. Hit the buy button, and is where I found it.
Okay.
There was just so much. Ed and I were chatting last night, and my brain just exploded. It was one of those, hey, you ought to think about this. And then as I started surfing, it was like, oh my God, this looks cool. I wish I had a radio that did this. And
dude that does that lives 4 miles from where I grew up.
Really?
Yep.
It's a VA something, VA4.
V2DX, I think is his own.
Yeah, it was exactly. That's what it said.
Yeah.
But
he's got some.
Mark, don't go watch the video. It just makes
No, and it does like SDR Play. It also does the SDR Play device, and oh my gosh, I keep thinking that would be the one to go get. And if you had a big huge suite that went along with it or software, woo.
He makes some hardware for ICOMs too, control hardware. I didn't realize that. That's where I got the VE2DX from. I think he sells his other stuff under a different call sign, but whatever. I don't see a list of supported radios though. Kind of weird.
Oh, I saw that all over the place. Now I saw 2 or 3 different ones. Let me go see if I can find it. I saw 2 or 3 different ones, and they had like 2 or 3 radios added to one of them. I'm guessing they're popping them in. The 705, I think, was one that was not on the other one. And then win for ICOM. VA2 Fox Sugar Quebec is his call.
Got about 3 more days of this, but it's progressively getting a little bit warmer each day. It's going to be above.
I hope it gets warmer each day.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out which one it's coming from.
Peter, the current list is the 7100, the 7300, the 7610, the 7600, the 77.
Where are you seeing that? I can't find that.
It's on icom.va2fsq.com.
Yeah, that's where I am. But what linky link did you clicky click?
It's not. It says now supports the.
I want the whole list. Maybe
it's on the homepage.
That
that is list more radios to follow.
Right there in the middle. See where I've got it? Hello.
Yeah.
DX Lab suite is listed.
But see, 9700's not there, but it's in another list. This is the short list.
Right there.
Is it?
In English.
That is. There it is. Oh, geez. They've got it out of order. Okay, people, you number order your devices. Come on.
And while you're looking at that, I'll throw out a question. Anybody ever seen a Paraset?
I've seen a set of pairs. I've seen a pair of sets. I've seen a parasol.
A Paraset.
Oh man, you're gonna make me Google this.
A Paraset was a 3-tube, 40-meter and 20-meter radio that was dropped by parachute during the Second World War.
I saw that.
Behind enemy lines to the resistance, like in the Netherlands and France, places.
It's a Bofang.
I saw something about that on Facebook and building a working.
Yes, you
building
can
a working version of it today.
You can build.
That's crazy.
Sets. I started looking at that last night, and it is involved, but it's very doable. And
that's crazy. What bands did it cover? 3 to 7.6 megahertz.
Yeah,
one band.
You work 20 and 40 on it. And it's usually crystal controlled for transmit and the VFO for receive.
4 to 5 watts is what they had. Holy cow. Nope. Okay, I've got my thing done. I'm done tonight. I've learned something new. Wow. What a dumb, hey, I got to hold my beer and watch this. We ought to just throw some transmitters out of the plane at some guys.
But see how in the lid, how they have the tubes?
Yeah.
They use the tubes that they encased in metal covers, not only for stability of keeping the tube stable when it heated up, but also to protect it from being dropped. But I just looked out and thought, now that's neat.
So you don't think my IC 7300 would be good to drop out of an airplane?
Let's try
it. It would drop like a rock. Yeah, but if you get a chance, just put this in and Bing it, or however you look up things, DuckDuckGo or whatever. And
Wikipedia's got a really good entry on it.
They do, but there's some other stuff that is even better than that. But Paraset. So
that's crazy.
And they even built them in leather suitcases.
That is just nuts.
You've got your attention, huh?
Every time I come to one of these, I say there's something that it's like I've learned something new, and now I can go home. I've got mine. Jeez Louise. I guess the tubes on their side when they landed had better impact resistance in those little caddies.
Well, it also made it so it was a smaller box.
Yeah.
Than having to have them, plugged in and having a larger lid for all that extra space.
I'm guessing that little thing to the right, that little black thing, is a crystal set.
That is the crystal, yeah. And there's a place that you can buy the crystals from still.
Oh, of course.
And the thing about them is they were cut very exact. And so they knew that whoever first showed up on it, they put them into their quote, pen and pencil or pen and paper database. And they knew that was the operator that they were going to hear on that frequency from then on.
Oh, so these were specific frequencies.
Oh, yes.
Yes. For each guy. Oh, see, there you go. RCA. There's our RCA boys.
Yeah. But,
110, 125, or 150 volts, 50 cycles. So I guess all the military stuff was 50 cycles back then?
Yeah, well, it was in Europe.
210, 225, 240, it looks like, too.
Yeah, so everything in Europe, is on 50 cycles, not 60.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the go back to the front right quadrant, and that little one knob sticking up is actually your key.
No, that's the choke. That's how you start it.
Yeah, right. No, the one right there in the center.
So that you beep that down, that's your key?
Right. If they've got one pictured other places, but the key is actually mounted up underneath. And so you just push down on that and open and close your contacts.
Boy, you talk about the original Go box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go out the back of the plane box.
And when they dropped it, they include the instructions on how to make an antenna, how to do all the things that they needed to do, and they even gave a frequency chart, so to speak, that was glued inside the lid that showed the better frequencies to operate on.
And the Nazis were playing fox hunt.
Yeah.
For keeps.
But these guys would get on, they'd transfer it for 5 minutes, and they'd leave.
There's a set of 2 tubes for them for $15. That's wild.
Yeah. Yeah, you can buy just about all the parts. There's the only thing you can get the phenolic coil for them, so that you can wind your own coils.
That's wild. Dated May of '83, the tubes. Somebody was still making new old stock for these in May of '83. That's crazy.
So something to think about.
Cheapers, man.
But see, now it makes me have to learn code.
There you go. Get it, man.
Yeah, I mean, if I build one, I'm going to have to learn code because I'm definitely going to want to use it.
Try. Ken, how's your code going? Where'd Ken go?
It is not doing too bad. I'm getting to where I copy more words. So not very long till I hit it.
Very good.
Ken, I was listening this afternoon, and I actually heard somebody doing CQ, and I actually recognized it, and I got real excited, and I got my pen out, and then I heard DE, and I'm waiting, and I didn't get another character after that. I actually got a conversation at the first instead of I tune around and I hit these things, and I'm in the middle of something. I have no idea, what's what. But,
well, I run that the 100 words at 20 or 25, and I'm pretty good with the 2-letter words and the 3-letter words. And I'm hoping to get a little further along, but
then you
every
got to
time
jump
it
to
gets
the
better.
5-letter words because you can't use 4-letter words on the air.
I got to skip the 4-letter words.
Yeah.
Then I got this call from Phil.
You pulled me away from the bench. You guys know that the ARRL still does code proficiency certificates, right?
Oh, yeah.
Good evening.
Good evening.
What?
Hey, turn up the volume. I didn't know you were showing the TV show there.
I've down my audio mooched around the right way.
Well, unmooch it and start it over again.
That's what I'm trying to do. There he is. Isn't he cute? Man, you're right. There's not many. And satellite would have been a good one to have up there.
See, Bob?
Yeah, you're right. There's only like 3 or 4 of us.
Isn't that weird?
That's scary. Were you that tight on me, Ed, when you shot it?
Yeah, pretty close. There wasn't
Damn,
a lot
I cleaned all that other crap up for nothing. Oh, I guess they put the bottom third over
the bottom. Yeah,
all the junk over here on the bottom right was there. Yeah, I had that mic in there. Wonder which mic is that? Oh, it's VHF. Okay, I wouldn't have been.
Yeah, it looks like the HF radio. Yeah,
I would have been safe. Yeah, I had my arm is on the police. That's the police dispatch radio that my arm's on, and like I said, we set this up in 30 seconds or something.
30, if that, yeah.
Yeah, and
anyway. Let me get back to my soldering, but code proficiency certificates, they do qualifying runs about once a week, maybe something like that. And if you sit and copy it and send them a copy of your copy, they'll issue a certificate after you pay the fee.
What is that?
Code proficiency certificate.
What's the fee?
$10.
Oh.
They start at 10 words a minute and they go, I think the highest you can get is 40. But anyway, I'm going back to soldering now.
Hey, Mark, can you, Mark Klein, can you pull something from your text SMS that I sent you?
Yeah, let me
email it to you.
No, I can pull it off here. Not a problem. I just want to make sure that you didn't curse or swear or do something embarrassing like you always do. Hey, speaking of embarrassing like you always do, did you call Steve Vance about a open spot or some hot spots? Were you the one that made the call?
No.
Oh, wasn't you. Somebody called him. We can't remember who we told to call him.
They did call.
Lee,
yeah, they did, and he just lost the phone number.
Yeah. No, I was going to say, Lee, thanks for bringing up the Paraset. I've got a picture of the case I don't have all the components, but I've been working on one.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Holy cow.
Of course.
And these, if you want, these 3 books are really good to read, and one of them is available quite easily. The other 2 is a little harder.
I'm very interested.
Well, there you are, man. Holy cow. Which is the good ones?
All of them, but the middle one is available. I haven't really found the other. These, I've got all 3, but yeah, not with me at the moment. But I read through them. These are really interesting on radio operations during World War I and II.
Yeah. I was just fascinated that, that here was during World War II, here was something that was just being dropped out of a plane, into an empty field for people to get and to start, clandestine operations against the enemy. I'm thinking, yeah, where might that come into handy?
And who is surprised that Peter Core had one of these?
I'm not.
And the books to go with it. I'm not at all surprised.
The only thing that surprises me is when Peter finds time to sleep.
No, nothing. As you notice, it's just the empty case. Nothing has been built yet. So it's like the it's like.
But is that a real case?
When,
is that a real
one of
case
these
or a
days
replica?
when I go SK out, that is the actual case.
Wow.
Now,
I would have bet on
where
Conrad.
did you find that, Peter?
Me too.
Actually, okay. This is third hand. There's a chap in Italy that actually makes these and finishes it with whatever hammer tone finish you want. And then it's got a piano hinge on the back. And I don't have the info straight out, but I got it from someone as second. Yeah, I'm the second owner. But
it's original or is it a replica?
It's replica.
Oh,
there
okay.
are, and I've got some parts, they try to source the dial. Some of it's, some of it may or may not be original, or at least to about the same era in the Bakelite and stuff like that, to the 50s and 60s.
Well, there's a place in the Netherlands that has a lot of parts.
Yep.
Yeah. And like they were selling the crystals, I think for 9 or 14 euros, something like that, which wasn't bad.
I came across, let me try to send him another picture. I'm twiddling my thumbs over it. I came across this other CW only set. It's a military set that apparently was used. I don't think it came in time. I'm not too sure if it came in time in World War II, but definitely later on, maybe up to just before Vietnam. And they were some PRC, but they were CW only, and apparently they're really heavy and they're not clandestine. But the idea was to bury them somewhere and dig them out to use. Oh, that's what I was told. Hold on, let me go find the actual model.
Wasn't a Prick 15, was it?
No, these were they look like the Paracet, but they were really heavy duty, and they had a rubber gasket, and they had screw down. You basically hermetically sealed the whole thing up when you didn't use it.
That's crazy.
Hi, Mike.
Oh, there he is. Hi, Mike.
Oh, by the way, Mike, I looked for you last night, but then again, I was having problems that couldn't talk to anybody outside of Norman.
Oh, the DMR?
Yeah.
This is why.
Yeah.
And
anyway, Mark, did you have an opportunity to talk to anybody?
Have not played with it a bit. I know Jarrod was on last night. He said that relayed the same thing you did, but just haven't gone to go look at it. Haven't looked at it.
I've got my radio here. I guess I could turn it on and see if it does anything. Let's see.
Had some network issues with the. I see something 3140 16 or 3140 just popped up. That was you, I guess.
W5 HLG radio check.
Yep, got mine. But I'm listening on Norman, so that doesn't really. Try Parrot. See if Parrot works, then you know the network's good.
Oh, well, okay. Parrot just gives you the repeater back to you, doesn't it?
Nope. That goes all the way back to a server.
Oh, it does.
Brandmaster server. Yeah. That's
Oh, well,
the servers aren't smart
crap.
enough. The repeaters aren't smart enough to do that. You have to send it back upstream. So if you get parrot working, you know you got network.
W5HLG testing 1 2 3 4 5 5 4 3 2 1.
There we go. I should have that Paraset.
And that would be nothing. Nothing is
There you go.
heard.
Nothing's heard. We have to get Peter under to look at the network side of that. I've got a picture of that Paraset books that that Peter Core sent us. So Lee, if you're wanting to grab that picture, it's in the chat.
Okay.
Just a side note, by the way, all of you South Oklahoma City through down through Norman, check your water pressure, see if you got any water pressure.
Oh yeah, I'm good.
Within the last 10 minutes.
Well, okay. Stand by one.
I'm on a well. That doesn't really matter.
Oh well.
Oh well. Way well. I still haven't seen my my device for the Vera, my home automation controller. I think it's the end of the month. That's what I think it is.
Were you talking about the DMR repeater?
Yes, sir.
I think
negative.
I think physical science has lost power.
I am good.
Oh, that would make sense.
Yeah, because I think I saw that go by, but I would have expected they restored it by now.
But the machine's there. The network's not. We can talk to I heard Lee's happy little pretty voice on my radio, but he could not talk to Parrot.
Yeah. And Mark Clayton, the water is just fine here.
Okay. Well, it's low water pressure up here.
Yeah, I'm on South Pickard.
Mark,
Northwest Oklahoma City county line and about 8,300 north is out. Their water's out at the moment.
But anything to probably tied to Draper.
Mike, I heard you.
And Mark, if you look at the network, 16 doesn't show up.
Nice.
So I'd say the internet connection is down.
Because I'm not even hitting it from here. Hello. Nope.
Yeah, I was trying to look it up on the brand.
The repeater doesn't. Yeah, the repeaters doesn't show up on the network.
Yeah, I think there's something going
on.
It goes 31, 40, 14, it's 17.
That means it's not getting the network connection. So Mr. N5UWY.
W5HLG on Oklahoma statewide.
See, I'm not even getting it. It may still be out of power because I'm not getting it to connect. No, I heard your voice. Had to.
Well,
it's deader than hammer now.
It'd be the network connection, not necessarily the radio itself.
No, I'm not getting RF connection.
Let me try SCARS. W5HLG on SCARS.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I can't get in though. I've only got 2 bars is the other thing. Maybe my antenna took a hit over here.
Hey, I'm just working, this from in the house.
Yeah.
Speaking of DMR, I have a question for you guys. How many of you guys mess with DMR in your mobile rig? Do you guys do any of that stuff at all, or do you pretty much just do it from home?
Well, with the walkie-talkie, I do it anywhere.
Well,
it works great in the CS-800D.
Yeah, I'm working on convincing the wife mostly, but working on getting a mobile rig and trying to figure out if I want to do DMR, if I just want to go analog. I didn't know.
Do both.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
All the digital radios will also do FM.
Yeah,
of course. It's one of those things. Do I want to pay the extra money for it? I didn't know if you guys had messed with it much.
On Parrot,
more of a pain than it's worth in the mobile rig, or if it's all good.
Well, I just think if you're buying a mobile rig nowadays without DMR, I think that's limiting yourself.
I just did the mobile rig, but it's got D-Star.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys have good suggestions, I know Peter Core gave me a suggestion for the Retevis RT73 the other day, VHF,
Yeah.
UHF stuff. If you guys have any suggestions, please.
That
Now that
CS800.
one from Jorge, you got to, yeah, it would be nice to get info from him. How's he liking his unit?
Yeah, I love the form factor on that thing. It's like the size of a cell phone.
I was going to say if Randy was on here, he could tell you because he runs a mobile DMR.
Yeah, he runs a CS800D.
Okay.
Like Ken and Mark and Sam and Ed. That's that Retevis right there. And I think this is the picture that looks scary. Well, come on.
Well, I've got
The
a Connect
CS
Systems that has DMR, but I use it as a base. I don't have a new vehicle.
You don't have a vehicle. Yeah.
I've got my D-Stars in the vehicles. Somebody needs to come up with a radio that has D-Star, DMR, FM.
Yeah, what's his name? The CS guy promised that years ago, and he never delivered.
Licensing,
Why?
I'm guessing.
Yeah, but JARL should be all over that, and Etsy
Oh,
doesn't.
Bofang will probably do it first.
So the CS800D, it just does UHF though, right?
Nope.
Oh, UHF,
Or is it just the D? The D does VHF and UHF.
The 800D is a digital.
Okay.
Which means the
Right. I see it now.
Right, but it also
I was looking
does
at the wrong thing.
VHF and UHF, doesn't it, Mark?
Right. Correct.
Okay.
I can't remember
Yeah.
what model mine is, but it does both.
Yeah, that's what you have right there. The one I have on the screen, the CS800D.
Yeah.
Check out the Anytone 578 mold.
Are you going to fix the girls up?
Check out that one.
Oh, that's the Bridgecom sells that one. Yeah.
Mhm. Check out that mobile.
Well,
Yeah, that's tri-band. That'll even get you a third band.
I watched, I'll tell you what, because you don't have TV again. I watched a new series called Firefly Lane.
I hear somebody talking. Who is that?
I think it's my wife in the background.
I
Need one of them noise canceller microphones.
Oh, she's on long distance, so you know.
Long distance. Long distance.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Have to-
Well,
you
yeah.
really have to speak up.
Yeah, it's after 7. I see that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you have to yell on long distance.
Right. Well, and after 7, the rates go down. So,
Yeah.
I understand now.
Peter, I didn't know you were that old.
Wow. That's crazy. Everybody knew that back then.
Some of these guys. Jarrod, do you know what we're talking about?
Sorry, I missed it. What was that?
Rates going
Good
down at
defense.
7:00. Does that ring any bells with you?
No, I can't say it. Oh, I mean, I know what you're talking about, but I've never experienced it.
Movies.
Movies.
Betty never called home. Collect.
$1 a minute.
That's
$1 a minute
definitely
long
true right
distance.
there.
Or
I'm
from
a
a payphone.
Who's
And
calling?
ask
I'm
for
fine.
somebody they've never heard of so that they know your home's, you made it safe to
Exactly.
college or whatever,
Exactly.
Who's calling? I'm a fine. Oh, I'm a fine calling.
I have a collect call from I'm a fine.
Yeah, no, never did that. Never got to use a payphone. Never got that privilege.
Wow.
When I first got my cell phone, it was so expensive. I carried a roll of quarters with me, and somebody'd call me. I'd say, "Call you back," click, hang up, so I didn't rack up cell phone time. Then I'd pull over and find a
my
payphone.
God,
Call
yes.
them back.
We had
today, you don't know how good you have it.
we were very happy when I found a long distance carrier that did credit card dialing that was 30 cents a minute on credit card dialing.
Wow.
Yeah, I know
My first cell was $30 for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Do you remember the old Motorola brick?
Yep. I still
Cell
got 3
phone.
of them. You need one?
Not the smaller one, the big one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know my grandpa used to carry around a bag phone in his truck.
Now this wasn't a bag phone. This was a brick, but it had a long stinger on it. You know, you'd put it in your back pocket and walk around like, my God, who is that with that phone?
That's all my wife wanted was that she didn't need a cell phone. She just wanted one of those bag phones in case she got stranded on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, that changed.
Oh, hey, we can get you one for pretty cheap there, Lee. $375. We'll get you one on Etsy. Come on.
Now the one, Peter, the 109 that you sent me the picture of with the hand crank, the one in the military radio, spy radios, the GRC 109.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Lee, I put in the chat. That's more or less the official follow-up to a clandestine stay behind set.
Well, the GRC 109 was used mostly in the South Pacific, and all those little islands and things like that, where they would send people in, and they would hide in the mountains or whatever, and they would get on at a certain time of the day and hand crank it while they were sending out their quick coded message. And then they'd have to lug that crap and hide it again.
So I was looking around and I was looking for the CS-800D. Is it not still manufactured? Is it a eBay only now?
No.
Maybe I'm just not capable.
Should be Connect Systems.com. Let me put this link in the let me put this link in the phone book.
It's kind of in stock, out of stock type stuff, and
yeah, he's the only one that's honest that tells you that stuff. Everybody else does the same thing.
Yeah.
There's your link for the Connect Systems 800D.
Okay, cool.
The cool thing is, this is Part 90 certified, so you could use it on a commercial radio system if that ever comes up. So if you have
and then look at the BFD.
Yeah.
Big display that replaces the face plate on that.
The big fancy display.
Yes. I have sitting right here. I just can't figure out how to show it to you all, but it's quite impressive.
And on sale.
Did Ken freeze to death and leave us, or because he and I both bought the BFDs? And,
there you are, right there. And so did Randy. He's got one in his truck.
Yeah, I built a rack for mine here.
BFD is that an acronym for what I think it is?
Big fancy display. It sure is.
Yep. Oh, that wasn't what I thought.
Yeah, and it really you could do all sorts of things, colors, and the one. Where's the?
I'm not seeing how much. How much power does it have? Is it 20, 50?
50, I think is.
Yeah, it's a 50.
Is. Okay.
It's so fucking big.
What, Mike?
I said it's so fucking big.
Yeah. So fucking big. Yeah, it's.
Do you recognize that?
Oh my gosh!
I'm a card-carrying pack rat.
Credit card.
I thought I still had my New England telephone one, but I can't find it.
Yeah, that's a nice little.
Big
that's CS-800. I've got one here.
My grandpa used to carry around a bag phone in his truck.
Now this wasn't a bag phone. This was a brick, but it had a long stinger on it. You'd put it in your back pocket and walk around like,
Uh-oh.
Who's that?
Mike just jumped in. Mike, you got the stream running so we can hear ourselves about 40
all my
seconds
wife
late.
wanted was she didn't need a cell phone. She just wanted one of those bags.
There we go. KG5 RCD, you got your audio. I had to kill your audio because it was bleeding back through here on the stream.
Oh, now the one, Peter, the 109 that you sent me the picture of.
Yeah, it still is. There we go. You got it. There's Mike Stoy. Made the crowd, made the video. Glad to see you, man. If you can tell by his video on the bottom, or his name on the bottom, he is another fine GLARG VE, volunteer examiner.
Need to change that, I guess.
I don't. Is mine? I don't know if mine. Yeah, mine. No, it's not.
No, yours isn't on there.
I don't know why. Oh, it's probably on a different. No, I don't know why mine. Oh well. GLARG uses that on the video stuff to keep everybody straight. It's kind of fun to do that. When was your last time you did a session?
I did one this afternoon. They did 3 different. They did junior high students, which all 3 passed.
Cool. Where were they from?
Mississippi, outside Oxford, Mississippi.
Oh, I saw that one. Oh, cool. That's a neat experience. If you got time on your hands and doesn't matter if you've got a general license, they'll take you for techs and generals to do VE stuff on Zoom. And I think it's a lot of fun. I did some of the big sessions. Mike, did you do any of the big sessions?
No, not at Naomi sessions.
Not at no. Which ones were you on? The Dave's?
Dave and Heather.
Dave and Heather's, yeah. The ones I usually answer the call for the big ones. We did 124 candidates and with 98 VEs from across the country. It was amazing. I think we had
one of the VEs today was outside Pamplona, Spain.
Really? I hadn't thought about that. It's a U.S. licensed ham.
Yes, he has the dual license. He's got one from Europe and one from the United States. He used to live here in the United States.
Oh, I never thought of that. But if they're needing bunches of folks to help do that online, extras are great to get everybody, but they'll happily get you involved in that GLARG, GLAARG.org, and sign up. I'll put something in the newsletter next couple of weeks, but
you are listening, and it's quiet out there.
Okay. So Mississippi teenagers. I hadn't done any youth folks. Mine are just people from all over the country.
They all had Chromebooks, and there was some issue with getting the video stream, the screen shared.
Oh, huh. Ed is probably nodding, yeah, because he's been fighting. He's been fighting Chrome. Was it video or audio?
It was the video. The sharing their screen through video.
Oh, they probably didn't want to do both at the same time.
Yeah, they had to. There was just a simple setting that they could change. I don't remember what it was, but
okay,
they got to work it.
Yeah, Sunday I did some, and they had a guy doing Firefox, and he had a couple at the end when they show you your 605 form and the CSCE form. The Firefox was having some problems and had to restart every time it went to show a form, but that's the only problem I've seen with their system. Very cool.
Well, gentlemen, I think I'm going to head out for the night. Have a good one.
All right. Did you get your answer for buying a radio yet?
Yeah, I think I know what I'm leaning towards. I don't know. It's just going to, I may change my mind 16 times between now and when I actually buy the thing. So who knows?
None of us have ever done that. Don't worry about it. I mean, y'all have.
But yeah, you guys have a good night. I'll talk to you later.
All right.
Take it easy. Stay
See
warm.
you Friday. Yeah,
Yes,
you
sir.
too. See ya.
Hey, Mike in Michigan, I used to be your neighbor in Pennsylvania Place when you lived down here.
Wow.
Pennsylvania Place. That was
a while back. I lived around the corner.
Mike what?
Stoyanowski.
Mike Stoyanowski.
And here's a thought for you. If the government comes up with that $1,400 stimulus, then we can all get new HF.
There you go. There you go. So you guys were neighbors back in the day.
Yeah, around the corner. You live next to Peter. I work with Peter.
Yeah, I live next to door to Peter. Mike Stoyanowski. I'm sorry, man. I lost a lot of brain cells since then.
Yep.
On purpose?
No, not on purpose.
Oh, okay.
So what do you do?
I work with Peter.
Oh, you work with Peter. Okay. Huh. 20 years ago.
Oh my gosh, that long ago?
20-something years.
You have lost brain cells since then. I can guarantee that.
Hey, I resemble that remark.
Hey, there's Carl. Carl, do you have the Win for ICOM suite?
I do.
And are you a happy camper still?
Yes, it's a great program. Love it.
Is that what's showing behind you?
Yes, it is.
There you go, Ed. You need it. Got to have it.
Yeah.
How do you end up using it?
Windows machine.
Yeah. How do you end up using it?
I'm sorry. Say that again.
How do you end up using that software? Do you just, as you're tuning around, or do you use it to key the radio, or?
Most we use it for whenever I'm contesting or just simply using the radio. I start the radio up from the I've got a couple different radios that I use it with, the 9700 and the 7300, and I was going to have it set it up for sound, but it's been too cold to set up my my good antennas, so I haven't done any of that yet. But you can run a lot of different programs on it at the same time. You use virtual COM ports, COM, zero COM, and then you can run every kind of program, logging programs and the spotting programs and stuff all at the same time.
Yep, that's a great piece of software. Can you run that Win4 ICOM twice, one for each radio, and have them both running simultaneously, or does it handle both radios simultaneously?
Yeah, you can run them both at the
same time. Wow.
You know, Carl, I was playing with that, and that sitting here with my computer and then my radio right next to me, it was like I had sound on both, coming from both devices, and I never could figure out how to like mute the radio so I would hear it through the computer, through my headset here, or anyway. And then my trials expired, so. But it sure, you know, I mean, it was just like running my radio from here. What I'd really like to do is not have to be here by my radio. I'd really like to do the remote, be able to be sitting up in the family room with my wife and, operating my radio out here in the shack. But I never got that far with it. So.
Yeah. Capable of doing that.
Yeah. You somehow have to run two instances. You run one as a server and one as a client. And I mean, I actually got some instructions on how to do it. I just never God, I got off on this Morse code thing and just lost that. So
yeah, I think you run a server on the machine that's connected to your radio, and then the client runs on the remote machine, is what I understand.
Seems like I tried to get that set up and I couldn't get them to talk, and I'd have to go back and look at some. I sent some emails there. I'll tell you, they were great support. I mean, I sent an email and he sent me all these, do this, try this. I mean, it was really great support on it. So,
yeah, Tom is great. I had a little trouble setting mine up the very first time, and actually had to emailed several times and ended up talking with him because it just, everything that were in the instructions, I tried and it just wouldn't connect. And so anyway, finally I just talked with him, and yeah, he was usually within 10 minutes, he'd be replying with an email specifically. And it wasn't just something canned, it was something directed to me. And anyway, the last time I talked with him, well, he said there's a thing that he said one other person in life has had this problem, and he said try this, and that was it.
Nice to know you're unique. Speaking of unique, everybody watch Lee. He's
yeah, Mark. I put a link.
That's you, Lee.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Carl. Couldn't let that one get by.
Yeah, I know you couldn't. Goodness gracious.
Oh, you put a link where?
In chat, very first.
The Alliance? Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the link to that Alliance website for all the information that somebody needs.
Got it. I got it.
Code plugs, all the programming for those HD1 radios. And I noticed that there still wasn't anything showing on the SCARS page.
Good. Thank you very much. I will put that on there.
Well, that's the only place they need to go to have all the information.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, Mike, did you figure out who Mike was? Let's put the
yeah, we go way back.
Holy cow, look who just showed up from Noble, America. He's not listening to me. He's vertical. He's wearing a shirt. He might have shaved. Phil.
Hi, Phil.
Oh my goodness.
Look at that.
There's no cat. That can't be Phil.
That is Phil. He's muted, but it is Phil.
Who's running the net? Is he doing the net?
I don't know. Good question.
Oh, Randy's doing the net. Randy's doing the net.
Hi, Phil.
He hasn't figured out what the mute button is again. Phil, have the cat hit the mute button.
Phil Smith, unmute yourself.
Oh, sorry.
Hello, Phil. Good to see you.
I've been unconscious for 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Good to see you, man.
Working with the nurses.
Yeah.
How you doing?
It's Bill Lockett.
Well, I went about as far in recovery as I could go, and I finally told them just send me home. So where they had me was so disorganized. It was incredibly disorganized. And I told them, if you're going to send me home today, I want to go home at noon and beat the snow.
Yeah.
And they actually had me in the wheelchair to wheel me out. And their clerk comes up and says he hadn't scheduled to leave until 2:00. Well, hide and watch. He's leaving now.
Yeah.
Because my son is sitting down in the lobby waiting for me.
You probably get paid for an extra day if you stay past 155 or something.
You do. You do.
Probably, yeah. Yeah.
Yep, 2 o'clock is the cutoff time. That way they get an extra day.
Well, it was the Norman Healthplex. They had me in the ICU, and they had me intubating the whole thing. And that's probably the very top end of nursing care. I mean, you get one-on-one nurses, and they're just right there, and they're taking care of every little thing. And then they moved me to a recovery center over on Southwest 107th and Western. And let's just say that place is on the other end of that spectrum.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Hey, I survived. And they let me leave. They let me come home.
It makes you want to get better, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. Gosh, yeah.
I didn't know if you were on outpatient. I noticed you still had your wristband on.
I forgot to take it off. It's been a busy afternoon trying to
nap,
drag stuff in here and unpack stuff and things away. And I looked up before I knew it. I looked up and here it is, 6 o'clock. So I started trying to pull up Zoom on my old computer and I couldn't do it. I don't know what happened to it, but I'll have to troubleshoot that later. I gave up and pulled it up on my government computer, and that's where I'm at right now. Is there people in the background doing the AriesNet?
Yeah, Randy is. Yep, Randy's on there. He's calling away.
GD4, Robinson. 4 MPI Robinson, count only. Sir, GD5, DKK, Jeff.
Let me unmute. Anybody other questions? Any comments? Anybody got anything they haven't been able to fix?
Well, after about an hour of fiddling with the computer and this DMR radio, I think I have the code plugs loaded.
Good evening, Randy and the net.
I think.
This is KD5 UGO.
Can you mute
back.
Phil now?
Very good. So have you tried, Mike, have you tried anything on the Parrot? Have you been able to transmit?
I have not. I am, since I'm still not sure what I'm doing, I'm going to do a little more research on this before I start keying the mic.
Oh, you just key the button.
Yeah, don't be afraid. Just go
give your
for
call
it.
sign, you know.
That's why you use let's see who we're gonna pick on today. Sam's call sign. Just use KI5.
Yeah.
There you go.
So which one? Because I got the code plugs, all the code plugs loaded. I think I did this right. Which one do I use?
Just use scars.
Well, but right now, you're
One use DMR.
more. You might have.
So I've got a bar scars and a big scars on the screen right now.
314016.
You need to go to the zone that's called Norman.
Great. Okay.
You had to switch to that zone. The bar means, and big is Big Springs or big whatever it is. Those are the different repeaters.
Oops. Okay, gotcha. Okay, now it says Norman Scars.
There you go. Let's see if you go ahead, key down and see if you can get it. Anybody listening?
K5 SRJ. Oh, says connect fail.
Okay,
you're probably a little far out.
W5 HLG.
Okay, so I heard you, Lee.
Woohoo! You just need to go outside and stand on a tree, or
I heard William. Let me try this again. K5 SRJ.
And a gracious good evening to you, sir.
Hot dog.
You're on DMR, old man.
Nice. Oops. I've still got some more reading to do on this, I think. So, but anyway.
You scared him, man.
Okay.
Yeah, you scared him.
What? Okay. So,
well, Mike, did you hear him up there in Michigan, or you don't have your hotspot on?
I don't have it plugged in, but I did consult with the expert, Alice, and she has filled me in and set me straight. And yes, I remember Mike. Of course I do. And our daughter had Mrs. Mike as a teacher in probably like second grade or something. I don't know what it was, but yes. Of course. I can't forget.
You know, you'd think Mike had never been close to a microphone in his life.
What talk group is he trying to talk on?
Norman
Scars.
Oh.
314016.
No, I don't have that in my radio. Sorry.
Well, and with the if the repeater's not hitting the network, if that power blipped that out, that you might not be able to get it out of there anyway. Did any of that show up on Brandmeister, I wonder?
I don't know what happened here. I started mashing buttons. Let me,
I have a question.
Yeah.
On these PYTs, can you change a talk group without changing the zone?
Yeah.
From the face of the radio, or do you have to go through a computer?
Well, you can change talk groups by going to a different channel, but if you want to add a new talk group, you have to do it on a computer.
Okay.
Oh boy, I'm next on the net.
Lee, did you hear me?
No.
I called you.
Try it again.
W5 HLG, K5 SRJ. Guess I should have muted the mic.
No, nothing.
Yeah, you may not be hitting the repeater from a handy talkie. So.
I'm using a handy talkie.
Well, I may have,
but you're not.
I may have messed up my radio here. I pushed a button and the scars went away.
Uh-oh, one of them button pushers.
Well, it was not.
I've heard about you guys. I think I read about you in QST.
Button pushing cowboy.
Yeah, I had it working. Why did I screw it up? Oh my God.
Yeah, last night I read of course for my short thing about QST, about all the different meanings of QST. And there are like 15 others besides, calling all hams.
That's about like saying hello. You know,
Or like quality sanction technology, and there was a whole bunch of them. Anyway, well, gentlemen, I am going to take my leave of you, Mr. Lawson or Laws. I will give you a call sometime tomorrow. Should I try UHF first? Mr. Laws. Either Laws. Hello.
On the landline is what he says.
He's muted.
N5UWI.
He's on the landline. He's
somebody
on
unmuting.
Okay,
He's
that's
on-
all right.
he's
That's all
on the
right.
phone.
I'll call him tomorrow.
I say text is what he usually responds to. If you call him, you'll probably get nowhere. So text
Yeah,
him.
well, I texted him, and so we saw where that happened. Where that worked out.
Oh, well, calling doesn't usually work, but
yeah,
I usually just blast him.
He saw the text a couple of days later. He said,
Yeah, email. I always do email, phone, and text. And
well, he told me,
email's the best.
he said, well, call me on UHF because I always monitor that. So
Yeah.
I called him, like 5 or 6 times throughout the afternoon. No joy.
Yep.
And I tried texting, and yes, I tried calling too. So I figured, okay, he's stiffing me.
Yep.
Anyway, guys, take care of yourself.
See you later.
And we'll talk to you later. Have a good one. And stay out of the snow.
Yeah. Be careful, Lee.
Or
Take care.
Don't eat the yellow snow.
That's it. That's it. Anybody wants to call into the net? Now's the time to do it. Now's the time to do it. Well, Steve, we haven't figured out who called you. Did anybody call Steve Vance looking to try to help him with some stuff, with some open spot kind of stuff? Anybody remember that story? Yeah.
Now, somebody left me a phone number to call.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know who it was. I wrote it down on a
You
note,
lost.
but it's
What phone number did they leave?
I ain't got a clue.
He lost the phone number. That's the problem.
Oh,
Ricky, don't lose that number. Never meant more. Oh, tell me you don't know that. You know that song. Oh my.
Ricky, don't lose that number.
There you go.
It's the only. No.
That's it.
I'm sorry.
Hey, Mike, K5SRJ, Peter here. You might have to input your DMR ID. I think when I saw you key up earlier, your ID was set to just number 1. And Brandmeister, I think after the first or second try, if it doesn't have a valid ID, it won't pass the it won't pass it through the system.
Well, the network's not hooked up on Norman.
Okay, so it's local.
Yeah, it should be local if it's 314016 if he's getting through.
Okay. Yeah.
But
I saw. Yeah. I just looked
he
at,
may
I
still
just
have both
looked at-
problems.
Yeah.
The network's down. I can see that.
Ah. Yeah, I saw the log. He's coming in as a ID number as 1.
That would definitely not happen. I can't.
Okay, so
since
how do
nothing's
I change, or how do I add that on the radio here?
Over to you, Mark. It's the GD77. which part of the CPS?
you got to bring up the software. You got to change it in the programming. You can't do it on the radio.
Okay.
So you bring up CPS. I think that's called CPS. Maybe not. Whatever. Now wrong computer. It's the other computer. You bring up that program, and it has a place to put in your DMR ID, and that would be whatever the number is that you've gotten from the good folks at radioid.net.
Okay.
Did you get one of those numbers? You know what I'm talking about?
I did.
Okay.
I got to find it, but I got one.
We should be able to find that. Oh, you got it? Okay. But yeah, you have to do it on the programming, and then it should be on this other machine. Hold on.
Good evening, Steve. I am back. KD5UGO. And it's good to hear everyone on this snowy night.
Let's go mute Uncle Phil here while he's talking. There we go.
Hey, Mark and all. I got to go. See you next week.
See you next week, Steve. Good to
Take care,
you.
Steve.
Good
Hey,
luck.
Steve, you know we're off for the rest of the week.
Oh,
No more poking people.
Yeah, I got a text today saying they weren't doing it for the rest of the week. So,
yep, we're good for till Monday.
yep. All right.
Have fun.
Sleep in. Stay warm.
We'll do that.
Did you go today, Sam, and go do that?
No, they were actually closed yesterday and today already, and then I got a thing saying they're canceling the rest of the week. So. I kind of miss it.
Has it been fun? I mean, big bunch of folks.
Yeah, I really enjoy it. I enjoy being in there and meet a lot of nice people. And I mean, it's we had a lady came through a couple of days ago handing out little bags of M&Ms to everybody that was working just to thank us.
Well, that's a cool idea.
Pretty rewarding, actually, to do. So.
Were you doing COVID shots or helping with COVID shots or?
Yeah, I'm Medical Reserve Corps MRC, and so we volunteer. I don't actually give the shots. They don't let me do things like that.
Thank God.
I just stand and point.
Hey, you're qualified to do that, though, right?
Do you have a blue T-shirt?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
So do I.
Oh, did you go help, Bill?
No. I've had one for a while.
Oh.
No. Where were you located?
Mustang, Canadian County.
Okay.
That's where I've been working. Yeah, it's.
Yeah, my sister is due her second shot. I think they rescheduled it for Monday. So if the creek don't rise, she'll be.
Norman. They're getting ready to do this, do 10,000 people in a day. It's
Emmy. That's
that
Monday.
Emmy Lab, whatever it is.
Charlene's got an 8:30 time slot for the teachers, is what they're starting to do.
Yeah.
She's got an 8:30 at night time slot.
Yeah, they're going from 7A to 9P, I think.
Oh, really? So she's the last guy in the door. Wow.
Yeah, needle will be well used by then. But,
yeah. You look like a fish hook.
No, I'm not. Somebody said I'm not qualified to give shots anymore. All my certifications are gone.
Okay.
So.
All right.
You used to, though.
Yeah, used to. But, we had a bunch of nursing students the other day. They brought in to do it. They were.
I know Triple C's doing a lot of it.
These were Redlands. These were Redlands. Yeah, and they don't get to practice on people anymore. Everything's everythinging's rubber arms and stuff now.
Yeah.
So they were excited to actually get to stick drill people.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
I'll tell you what, if you ever need a shot or blood drawn, the VA is a place to go. And they have them stacked up there.
You don't hear that very often.
Yeah.
You don't hear that.
It's changed a lot.
Yeah. Probably wouldn't let me in.
In fact, that's where I got my COVID shots.
I've given a few hundred shots to animals. Yeah. A little bit different from people, though.
Not really. The animals have horns. People don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to hold their leg and stretch it out and give them a shot.
Well, if you you learn the technique. Animals are easier to do than people.
Yeah. Have you ever been bit? Given a shot to a dog and
That's a little personal question. I think I wouldn't go that. I wouldn't answer that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Well, I've been bit quite a bit. The biggest problem I had about 20 cows in a trailer, and they were all jammed up in there. So I crawled in there with them, and I was vaccinating them. And I had one of these large syringes that would do 100 cc's all at once. And I grabbed this one little calf, and I rolled his skin up like you do, and I poked that thing in, and that needle went in one side and out the other side and right into the back of my hand.
Oh.
So I think it's safe to say I'll never be afflicted by blackleg.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
'Cause I've been vaccinated.
Oh.
What?
Well. Oh, Peter.
One of them's on the phone.
And
Was. Which Peter?
UWI.
He's on the phone.
He's doing a lot more listening and talking if he's on the phone.
Yeah, I do that.
I have a question for Larry Goodwin if he's able to listen.
There he is.
There he is.
There he
Larry,
is.
Larry, is the interstate battery going to be open tomorrow?
I doubt it. Probably
Doubt it.
Thursday.
Okay, we had a gentleman on the AriesNet that asked. Okay.
Yeah, I was out doing deliveries today, and the other, everyone there is from out of town, so I'm the closest at 18 miles away.
Okay. Well, I might be seeing you in a couple of days because the truck batteries have, I think, gone to a better place than in my truck. Well, I almost didn't get home. Almost had to do a double shift out at the casino because I didn't know if my truck would actually run in 3-degree weather.
It's tough.
It's questionable with a diesel.
Yep.
You
We
put
always had
anti-gel in yours.
Well, you know, they started putting stuff in when they went to the different highway diesel. So that's not gelling up. Of course, if you're using farm diesel, you're screwed. But for some reason, my batteries have just gone to pot. So I'm gonna.
I still anti-gel mine.
I guess there's one length of line.
Yeah, a buddy of mine does that, but after talking to him, he just lives down the street, and
I'm
he's
sure
just
your
kinda doing
idea.
the same thing. But it just got too stinking cold out there, and it
Yeah.
got me home. But now it's not wanting to start. So, and it's just a battery issue because I can jump it and it runs fine.
Yeah.
I haven't started mine up in a month. I'm betting that it won't start.
Yeah.
charge the batteries, turn off the radios, charge the batteries.
Yeah.
I actually ran out a while ago and put the charger on my tractor in case I need it tomorrow. I can't tell if it's still snowing out there, but my bet is it is. So.
It is.
It is.
How much you got, Mark?
Oh, I went up a minute ago and went and looked at the truck out front, and I bet I probably got 2 inches on it.
They said 3 to 8, so that's gonna verify, I guess.
Oh, I figured we probably in this area here, we'll probably get about 4 to 5 anyway. Work quits.
Better snow than ice.
Yep. Oh, I haven't had any problem driving my truck around the last couple of days. When you got a 4x4 off-road pickup, you can go just about anywhere you want to go.
Yeah, but you can't stop.
Yeah, I can too. Tested that out exactly today. Drove around, no problem. That's how I've been keeping everything working in it.
Well, you're not on ice then.
Yeah.
You have to be careful with it because even with 4-wheel drive, if you lock up all 4 wheels, you're riding along. You're along for the ride.
Yep, you're right.
I love Ken's topic. Okies on ice.
Okies on ice, yeah.
Doesn't hurt putting 700 pounds in the back of your truck with an ATV.
Oh, did you put one on? You put your ATV on it?
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I had an uncle.
That way, if you get stuck, you still got transportation.
Yes, sir. I might be the only one riding an ATV down I-35 and probably get away with it.
Nobody will catch you.
Back east, if you had a real snow emergency, you could use your snowmobile.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Once you got into that condition, when you had a full blown blizzard, roads are closed, and then we all lived for that day. Then I was a lot younger though.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, that when they would shut down, I didn't think about that. When they shut down the roads, you go out for the snowplows though. That was pretty bad.
Well, yeah.
Either that or a horse.
Yeah. Yep. We did cross country skiing when the roads were closed. I think I've told this story a million times, but back in high school, they had a New Year's Eve party at a friend's, and a neighbor and I said, "Let's go." So we jumped on our cross country skis and put 2 beers in each, 2 or 3 beers in each pocket on the parka. Cross country skied towards the party. Halfway there, we ran into a snowplow that was stuck in the middle of the road. So we wrapped
halfway there, you ran out of beer.
Oh, halfway there, we ran into those guys, and I knocked on the doors. You guys okay? Yeah, we got a radio, we got a full tank of diesel, we're fine. So we handed up a beer for each one of the 2 guys that was in the truck. And yes, things have changed since then. And handed a beer up to those guys. We went and partied at this friend's house, got back on the skis at about 2 or 3 in the morning, came home. There's that truck still sitting in the road. We handed up another couple beers to the guys and went on home. They'd sat there for 4 or 5 hours just idling the truck.
Well, what running? Was it warm?
Oh, in there it was warm. They had our beers, so we were happy. They were happy.
Yeah. Okay.
And nobody could get to them was the problem. They had to come out. They stayed there actually till the next day, and they had one of those graders that had a V. A road grader has a big V on the front of it, and the grader had to go down the center of the road, and then a truck on each side blasted it off to the side and clear the road to finally get to them. So they sobered up and made it home.
Well, that's good.
Yep.
Peter, are you off the phone? I guess he's not.
Well, good evening, Lucky, and the group. This is KD5.
CQ Peter Laws, CQ Peter Laws, CQ Peter Laws.
Not Peter Laws.
Which one are you looking for, Bill?
I'm looking for UWY.
That's Peter Laws.
Yeah, that's Peter Laws.
Peter Laws. He must be still on the phone.
Oh, okay.
Well, and he's got his
Okay.
earbuds in. He's probably listening to something else.
He's on the phone, is what he said. Is what his title says.
Says right there in his title.
Kind of
Okay.
beginning to look a lot like he could step in the Crosby, Stills, and Nash videos. Am I the only one seeing that?
Well, I'm starting to feel that way myself personally. I got hair hanging off everywhere. I've been waiting for it to get warm enough just to take my beard trimmer and shave it all off.
Let's see here. Which one of these we think we should tag him up with?
Go back that top up there.
That one's pretty good.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I like that.
There
That's it. There you go. There you go. That's it. There you go. Perfect. Hey, Mark.
Yo.
Do a picture of him, what he looks like now, and that picture, and say that's after one Zoom meeting. That's what happens to you.
Peter Laws with one too many Zoom meetings.
Yeah. That's perfect.
I sit there after 3 or 4 of those, 3 or 4 weeks after I should have a haircut. I feel like what he looks and
share your screen and you'll have to see it.
Yeah, let's see.
It kind of reminds me of this Dilbert ad or a cartoon I saw years and years ago where Dilbert started home officing and his boss says, you know, Dilbert, I'm really proud of you. You've been home officing for 2 weeks and you're still shaved and you're dressed. And anyway, then it flips around and Dilbert's got a little hand puppet of himself in front of the camera, and the actual Dilbert is in his bathrobe and he's got this big long beard and you know.
Thought about that Saturday morning.
Oh,
just having a cutout when I rolled out of bed late and realized the meeting was underway. And the quest is not the perfect answer. Just FYI, but it is pretty cool. There's no chat, no feedback in that respect, and all of that. So better to be on the Zoom meeting, or at least on a live YouTube where you get the chat bar.
Yeah. The Quest. What are you talking about? Quest.
Quest virtual reality Quest 2 thing. So I did watch it on it, but
you're
yeah.
That was a really good presentation Saturday.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
it was. I'm going to go back and listen to it again. There was so much information it didn't all sync, but
I ran into another one as well. It was similar, and there's a lot to be said for simple deep cycle lead acid in many cases. Dollar for dollar.
Yeah, if that's what you're looking for, you got to know what you're looking for.
Yeah, if you can handle the weight, that's a big part of it. Whereas the others, you really benefit by the lightweight of the lithium packs compared to.
Okay. Here's hold on real quick. Who wore it better?
Now make a big screen, Mark, so it gets Peter's attention.
Oh, he put his headphones on. I think he's coming back to us.
Yeah, put that big screen right quick, Mark.
Yeah. Any way to superimpose the knit cap over?
I have never been arrested for possession. I have never been arrested on weapons charges. And most importantly, I can neither sing nor play a note of music on any instrument. So
You have fingers. You can play a guitar. One string.
You can key 600 hertz or 700 hertz on your radio. That's a one-note song.
Well, okay, that's a fair point.
The statement you probably didn't have your headset on yet was, who wore it better?
I know who has more money, and it ain't me.
I was saying that was one night after a Zoom meeting.
Yeah.
I first asked, and nobody really said anything, if you were planning on sitting in with Crosby, Stills, and Nash for a session, but then Mark got hooked on it. I'll admit, I was the culprit.
You know, the funny thing is, you're not the first to say that. It came up on another Zoom completely well, it was ham radio Zoom, but it wasn't you guys. It was a totally other thing.
I'm serious, Peter. If you frosted the mustache, you'd be pretty darn close.
Yeah, just run outside, come back in, it'll be frosted.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark, that was Bob Rose I was on the phone with. We were talking about how they've updated the dashboard for us so that we'll be able to upload stuff now directly, and the PDFs and stuff. So we're gonna have to figure out the scanner part of the printer for the next session, because I want to try that.
Well, that's easy.
Ken will be so happy we won't be spending money on postage anymore. So
what's the dashboard look like? Where's that? Is that on the?
Yeah, I don't know that you have one because you're not a team leader. Oh no, but you are a deputy team leader. If you just go into the Laurel VEC thing and sign in as on
the web is what you're
team
thinking.
Leader. Yeah. The web. Yes. We're using the web now. We've got it on all the computers, and
it's a rage, is what you're saying. Yeah. Laurel, log in. Hello, log in.
Can I share my screen?
Hang on, I will make it so you can.
Oh, host is disabled stuff, man.
Hang on, let's see. Let Mr. Crosby share a screen. Where'd it go? Well, why won't it do that? Why won't it do that? Where? Make co-host. Yes. I don't have a login for the VEC Manager program. No. If I have a password, I can use the same one here. Awesome. Let's see what happens.
Can you see?
Yeah.
That's the dashboard. Down here is where the sessions will show up. When we get the EBF back from the FCC, it'll show up there. I've deleted it now, but I have to create I've got a session created, but I don't have any things. It won't show up here. There's a snafu that the March 4th session won't show up here till March 1st. They're working on that. But once it does, that information will be there, and then it'll have a thing that says upload files, and you click on it, and be like a real thing. So
I don't have a. You might want to say I don't have a password. The only one I've got says N5UWY. On it, I think you've changed the password. I think they're going to fix that up, and then they never got it going. So you might need to.
Do you not have a login to this?
I had no. The one I had was N5UWY, the one I made for you, and then I have not used one since.
Oh, that's weird. Okay, I'll make a note to ask about that. That's because the deputy team leader should have that. But
well, and I think what'd be better is you do your poo and I upload everything. Is what I'm thinking. That
yeah, right.
I'm at my end of the table and I just upload it all.
Your thing here, yeah. 300 DPI color both sides of answer sheets if they use answer sheet as scratch paper. So, but it needs to be in color so that they can differentiate grading marks from candidate marks. So, which all actually makes sense. So,
yeah. And PDF is what they're saying. One per candidate or one per session?
There's a 50 meg upload limit for.
So they don't really care. You just jam it in there.
If you can fit it all in 50 megs, it's fine. Yeah. So
okay.
Yeah.
Is there a way if you click on me? Is there a way to give me a password there?
I don't. know. Let me go back here. Oh, God damn it.
This is kind of cool.
HZR, Deputy Leader of Teams, edit contact, view download. You notice they're tracking the participation thing through Session Manager now. If I do that, what does it do? Nope. Handle. Oh, you're like Tango 15 or something. What is your handle, good buddy? No, I don't think that's what they mean.
I think that's for people that use their middle name because
I think you're right.
They can't stand their upbringing as a parent. And they have issues, and I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Yikes. Yeah, I don't. I'll make a note to ask that. He's. I'm going to turn this off here. I'm going to file comments on that FCC thing where they're talking about expanding the number of VECs.
That's so stupid.
Of the 14 VECs, there are 3 ARRL, us, and W5YI in that order. That we processed 90%. Now it's probably different in 2020 because of, particularly with GLARG.
GLARG's 4. They say they're 4.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. So I'm going to look at the data from before that, and the problem is not that there are not enough VECs. It's just that there's a bunch of VECs that don't do anything. I mean, that literally have done fewer than 100 applications in a year.
Story I heard, and I might have to say that it's alleged, is that there's one guy that wants to get in.
Yeah. Yep. That's
okay.
Exactly what it is.
Then, all right, then I probably got
that's the alleged story that I've allegedly heard too. So.
Okay. I didn't know if that was some super secret source, but
nope. Apparently not.
Okay.
So yeah. Anyway, enough of that. March 4th. Anybody needs to upgrade
or renew their license?
Yeah, you can come by, and if you don't want to do it on ULS, you can come by, show us your ID, sign a paper, and we'll take care of the rest of it. So,
did you ever look up who all the people were?
The only one that's pending is WA6DKD, and I sent him the instructions. You saw that, and that has not been accomplished quite yet. So, SOF did his.
Peter,
sir.
with the help of Carl, I was able to get all through and update my license and everything.
Wonderful.
So it took us a while, but it's all done.
It's harder than it ought to be.
Yes.
Hey, Peter's links that I put in the newsletter today.
Yes, that was good. I like that.
Peter's links worked. I was struggling with Ken and Mark and 4 others, Carl, about 2 weeks ago on this. And man, those links that you put in there, renew your license with the FCC. And there's your new title, Peter. I don't know if you officially have that on your business card, but Chief
I saw
Volunteer
that and I
General.
thought, that's pretty cool. I like that.
I did too. It's like, oh,
you're welcome.
And these links made it really easy. Oh man, Mark and Ken and I and Carl and Sam and 4 or 5 of us just were going crazy one night. And
the FCC,
these just kept repeatedly working, which is awesome.
The FCC's instruction sheet is hopelessly outdated, which is sad because they're the ones that do all this stuff.
That's what just killed me is you said that.
And it's not just the fact that they don't accept paper or anything anymore. That's fairly recent. They got to catch up. I get that. But there's other stuff on there that's wrong. And they're just going to have to update it again for the fee thing anyway. So
that's probably what they're thinking. We'll just
that may be true.
I'm going to build, and this is the FCC page, w5nor.org/FCC, and it's in progress. But I'm going to build something that will let you check your license online, which is Peter's link that he gave. So you can actually just put in your call sign and boop, there's the super secret information that everybody in the world can find. And that one is there.
There's a reason I have a PO box.
Yeah. And then what I've also want to do, where'd it go? And you guys all on this call on the net tonight can help with that. But I've got these tasks. I've got check your license or check your information, change or reset your password, which seems to be a biggie because if you didn't change it in a long time, it doesn't know what it is.
And there seems to be a different, it seems like the CORS login and the the ULS login are actually not the same. They don't.
Right. And that's where
they're not.
And that's where I'm trying to go next is FCC email address online. And then there's a CORS. And I guess there's the same thing in CORS. Is that what we're all understanding? Is
it seems like the two systems do not really talk to one another.
And do you know which one is the one the FCC is going to come rattle your chain?
It will be ULS.
It's ULS.
But think of CORS as an administrative thing, and ULS is where your license is. Because the grant, when your license data appears in the ULS database, this is right out of the rules, that constitutes a grant. So that
right.
ULS, that's your legal authority to operate. So that's the one that needs to be kept up. If they've got some other goofy system for FRNs, fine, but it's that ULS. That's the one where, and to be clear, I don't think the FCC is going to ding very many people for not having an email address. I don't see them being bothered. But
the GLARD guys are really pushing it. And
we've been basically requiring it for.
What they're saying is that if you get in trouble and you haven't updated this, it would be like not updating your address, which is
it will be
really bad.
Yeah. And the reason they've got to have the postal address is because you have to have, it used to be you used to have a U.S. postal address to hold an amateur radio license. Citizenship wasn't a question, which is good because that means I don't have to verify your citizenship. But you just have to have a USPS address. I don't know. I put one in there. If you ran through one of our VE sessions, you've got an address in there more than likely. So
well, I ran through one of your VE sessions, but I built my ULS in 1836.
Oh, you and Samuel Finley Breeze Morse?
Yes. And
did he help you with it?
And the other night when I spouted off mine is perfect and I'm wonderful is when I found my ULS address was still old and I didn't have any email addresses in either one. So
that's weird.
Yes, that was weird. But because it was out there, I guess it just didn't. So I think that's when I get this all done, we're going to hit it all again and get everybody up to speed on doing it.
Yeah.
But man, that was a booger. I appreciate your email, man. That really helped. Those two solid links.
Okay.
Got me buried in and
hey, Peter,
sir,
when you come to one of your sessions for upgrading or testing, do you guys require that you bring a copy of your license?
No, because session manager software, the paper licenses have not had any legal authority for it's 7 or 8 years now. It's the presence of your license of your data in the ULS that's your license grant. So Laurel says, well, we'll just put the database in your software, which they do. And every time I run that software, every day it says, hey, there's updated FCC information. Do you want to download that? Well, yes, I do. And so if you come to our session, and I don't know you're coming, which don't do that, but if you did, I would type in your call sign and it would populate everything because it knows who you are.
Okay.
Knows
Just
your
thought-
license class, knows your address, knows I believe it's got both your bank account numbers, your checking and your savings are both in there.
Well, as long as they're above zero.
Well, yeah, above zero. We should all be thankful that if it's above zero today.
Right.
All I'm saying. Yeah. So no, we don't require you to show a license. We don't require you to bring copies. The only time you would have to present, you need a photo ID, government issued photo ID. You got to show that.
Like a driver's license. Okay.
Driver's
Yeah, I
license,
got that.
CAC,
right.
VA card, whatever. If you're claiming credit for either an expired license, which you can do if it was general or higher or certain other cases, if you have a CSCE from one of the antiquated VECs that don't use computers much, that hasn't been applied to your license. How long did it take those people to get licensed from that other session?
From the 30th till the 13th.
Yeah, so 2 weeks, which is typical for ARRL. So it's possible that if you attended an ARRL session 3 days before our session, you have a valid CSCE that does not show up on your license. We need to see that, and we will make a copy of it at the thing. Otherwise, we don't much care.
Okay.
Yeah, last week we were talking about that, and I somehow I messaged Leah, and she said, "Yeah, we haven't seen anything yet from their tests." And literally the next morning, it showed up in the database. So I think it was 13th of last week when it showed up.
Yeah,
and that was just so weird to go back and look. It's like, that's 2 weeks. Holy cow! I remember those days.
I've got all the data since.
Yeah.
But at least since I took over the team in 2009. And I think I didn't start that spreadsheet. Jim started that spreadsheet.
Yeah.
But I had a time to license column in there, and I used to track it and keep track of the average and try to give people an idea of how long it's going to be. I stopped doing that.
Yeah.
For I think I did it for 2019, but I stopped doing it for 2020 because it's the next business day.
Yeah.
And it's usually the same day if we get it in soon enough. It's just, for us, it's just not relevant. You're going to get your stuff today. Get on the air. Here's a radio. Get on the air. Mark, give him a radio.
Yeah.
We should do that. We should bring boxes of radios with us.
I usually don't. And I guess for Bowfangs, it's okay.
With the COVID though, it's it's one more thing.
With the GD77s, I really like to give them to them programmed, because because I put the I put the number in there, and I've got it working, so I know when it left my hands it was working. And Jarrod was the only one recently. Jarrod on Saturday said, "Man, I want to do that before it gets bad weather, and I don't have my number yet." So we met at Atwood's last Saturday. And
Chad Manning that was on before. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he was on earlier, and Jarrod was on, and I got him a radio Saturday, and he trudged through it and got it all programmed up. And I said, now that you say I'm big boy, I can do it myself. Don't you come crying to me for help. And he just laughed. He said, no, I'll do it. But that's the reason kid. I don't.
I like him.
Yeah.
And he was in QST along with Tom and Jorge this month.
Oh, I was going to put that in this week. I forgot.
If you look at the index page of this month's QST, and then or follow it back to the rookie roundup contest announcement, you will see a bunch of Alpha Sigma Delta members.
That's going in next week's.
So basically,
go ahead, Mark.
No, that's all right. I'm sorry to interrupt. So I was just thinking, Peter. So basically, you don't have to use AG or AE after your call anymore.
What I tell people is, yes, you do, until I tell them you need to do that if you're using your general privileges and it hasn't shown up in the database. Except usually it's only going to be 2 hours. So now, if you test on a Saturday, you know, we do weekend sessions sometimes. If you test on a Saturday, it's not going to show up till Monday. So you get to be stroke AG for, you know, 2 days or something. But
yeah, most people say they don't
guys,
get
I'm
home.
going to get out of here. Y'all have
all
a
right,
good
Sam.
See you,
Stay
Sam.
warm.
Be careful.
Bye-bye.
See if you can stay warm. All right.
Click the button.
Quit freezing your sinks.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, temporary AG. Yeah, it's
Peter, are there any historical databases on call signs?
in term historical databases.
Well, or you know, if I wanted to go back to my novice day in mid to late 1977.
So
I mean, I know the address. I know the address, you know, obviously, but
QRZ has, I mean, they have their live database, but they have a copy of their CD that they used to sell from 1993 online. And that'll cover back till into the 80s, depending on whether you had a 5-year license or a 10-year license. If it was a 2-year novice, it might not be in there. Or they were even 1 year earlier than that. Short of that, there are a bunch of call books online, almost back to the beginning. It's not, I'm sure it's not a complete set, but if you go to archive.org and look up call book, there's a buttload in there.
Might be fun to try. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have done that.
Do you know what the call sign was?
That's my problem. I don't remember exactly. I think
it's in call book order, man.
I know the last 3 characters were HFE, which
and what was what
HFE, and it would have been a K blank 5 HFE. So I mean, there's only 26 combinations probably.
KN5.
KN5, yeah.
Well, if it's a novice, it's going to be an N.
So it would have been a KN5 HFE,
or WN,
maybe.
It should be, right?
But,
yeah, actually.
Well, there were 2 licenses that I got at that time. Back then you had to have a CB license.
Yeah.
And I got the CB license, and then I got the ham license, the novice license. And one of the 2, and that's my problem. I don't remember. One of the 2 had the last 3 HFE.
Okay.
And it was
it's 77.
Could have been about. It would have been about then.
Winter 77, maybe.
Maybe
77.
Okay.
That was.
Here's
that was my big CB year, man. That was cool.
I can't read that,
but it's. I put a link in the doodad chat.
Okay.
So you can put it. I can't read it either. So
I got a 76 call book.
Oh my God! Do you really?
Yeah.
Where'd you get that? He bought it at Hamfest somewhere.
So would you been in 76?
I don't remember exactly. It
Well, try
was
it.
mid to late 70s. And I am almost absolutely 100% certain that somewhere in the 1,200 square feet of my shop out back, I have a piece of paper that probably has that information, but I haven't found it yet.
Oh, the great thing with call books is they list everything in call book order. So 5A HFE, all the prefixes will be there together. And I'm checking to see, because I've got a 1983 call book, and I'm just checking to see if you're in that one. A physical call book.
Yeah, it would have been expired by then, but.
You said it would have been a KN, Mark?
KN, or it should be 5 HFE is what.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I need to.
Yeah, try KN or WN, one of the 2.
Okay.
That's novice. The novice are all N's.
Well, that's around the time they switched.
Oh, was it?
They went from W. Yeah, Tex got. They changed the call sign system in. Actually, I think it was 78. They changed it.
This is one of those Jeopardy questions.
Here it is. KA5HFE, Kenneth B. Sanborn,
That's
5957 Northwest 58th Terrace.
That's it. Yep.
Kilo Alpha 5, Hotel Foxtrot X-ray.
That's what I thought I remembered. That is what I thought. So that's awesome.
And that's in the 83 call book.
Is it in the 83 call book?
You
Well,
bet.
it might have been around 19. No, it wouldn't have been 80 because let me think about that. I was in the oil field. And that's weird. Okay. Well, they probably carried it for a few years before they took it out.
Yeah, and you. Yeah.
And I took my test over at the Heathkit store on Northwest Highway.
Oh my God, I remember that. That
Yeah.
was holy cow.
That was heaven. I love that place.
That was the place to be.
It was awesome. So it was KA5. I'll be dipped.
Yeah, that's what it says in here. This is not authoritative. The FCC is authoritative.
No,
but
I remembered the HFE, the 5, and I remember
this
the
would get you a-
KA5, but I didn't know which license was which. So
let me turn on the autofocus here and see if we can.
shortly after that, the
Oh, you've got the paper. Oh, look at you.
CB licensing went away.
Yeah,
That was probably 80.
right there. Can you see it? Kenneth B. Sanborn.
Hold on.
Working on
the
it.
spotlight for. It's not.
Make it large. I got to move something here. Okay. Oops, I got something else
It's
in
not
the way.
focus. KA5 HFE.
Yep,
Ken
I got
Sanborn.
it. I got it. There it is. And I was at 5957 Northwest 58th Terrace when I took the test. Yep. I'll be dipped. Cool.
And that's 83.
Well, that was fun.
Pays to keep all those old books.
Well, I have these. Jim gave these to me when I took over the team because for us, they are useful for establishing previous license status because that's acceptable credit to upgrade your license.
Well, can I get credit for that?
No, novice gets you nothing. It did get you Morse code credit, but Morse code's been gone for
Yep.
God, 14 years this year
It
already.
would make it easier for you to get that call back.
Or
Or
if
it's
there
not
was any.
taken. Yeah,
If it's not
The call
taken,
is
but I can't
available.
imagine it'd be taken.
that would be
The
fun.
The call is available.
Wow.
I'll just look in.
And it's still a vanity. It's still a free process still.
Yeah.
for a limited time.
That would be fun. I
You
might
should
have,
do
Well,
that.
I'll have
hey.
to think about that.
That's legit. You're legit. I mean, that's it's your old call sign. Sure, there was a 30-year gap, but that's okay.
Yeah, what the heck? That's fun. Well, what's more fun is I remembered. I thought I remembered that as the call sign, but anyway, it turns out it is. So
Hey,
there's a piece of my brain that worked.
Peter, how these call books work?
They are in call book order.
What,
They
does
are
that-
in
well,
alphabetical by suffix.
by
And then
suffix.
they're
5
grouped,
HFE is not what it sorts on.
yeah, and they're grouped by call district. So you find the 5s, and then you look for 5 AFE, and then all the prefixes for 5 AFE will be listed there.
Okay.
And that's because if you go back far enough, there were no prefixes. So the call book was just listed, 1AA, 1AB, 1AC, right?
Wow.
And so when they started adding prefixes, it's like, oh man, we got to change everything, retypeset everything. Wait, no, let's just put the letter out front.
Wow.
Just do a mail merge and then stick it in there. Oh, look at that. There's Don Loving. Wonder if it's the same Don Loving.
Probably.
Was he in Enid? Oh my God, I'm going to grab a snap of that.
I don't know, but it's 9 o'clock. That's getting close to my bedtime. I gotta go.
There's Don Loving. In the
Be
middle
safe
of it.
out there.
Yeah, everybody stay warm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks.
Have a
Appreciate
good
it.
evening, guys.
Peter,
Sir, yes, sir.
would you like this call book?
Which year is it?
76.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Next time. Yeah. Because I've used these for providing evidence for people that were looking for old licenses. And that's, yeah. And because let me just say this, because you guys probably don't think about this stuff all the time. If you know people that have expired generals, advanced, or extra, they can use those as credit. They have to take the tech test no matter what. If they take the tech test and then they have, we did it for a guy 2 summers ago. He came in, oh yeah, I used to have an extra license, but I let it go. And I said, oh really? What was your call sign? And so he's writing his tech test, and I said, okay, well, I found the information on your thing. So we're going to give you a CSE that says you're an extra. And he was like, what? Hey,
yeah.
Sorry. You don't have to take those other tests. Sorry.
Yep.
Wow.
Anyway,
that,
I gotta go.
That was fun. That was fun.
All
Thank you.
KA5 HFE.
Gain of a transistor, beta of a transistor.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I'll see you guys later.
I like the HF. Your
I'd go back to that call sign.
I better go grab that.
You might want to. Yeah. See you guys.
Yeah. See ya. Because that dates your.
Wow.
That
would be fun.
Yeah. Unless you got stuff you like a big. The only reason not to would be if you have a big worked all states or some of that kind of stuff. Or
nothing going. No, I don't have any. I'm not worried on that yet. So I've worked a few states, not all.
That's the only reason.
I didn't log them all, but only recently got properly set up for good logging. So anyway, awesome.
That's kind of cool. And
now I wonder what my CB license was.
KBJY 8406 was mine. Why do I remember that? Why do I remember that?
Hotel Frank Echo. I'll think on that. I might have to do that.
NN 0 Golf Bravo Oscar was my Mars call. KA5s were not around in 77. So it's not in the 77 book.
So it's an earlier or later?
Later. So it'd be later in 77.
Later. Okay.
And Peter found
it might have been close to 80. I don't think I did this while I was oil field. I wouldn't have had time.
So if it's not in the 77, it wouldn't be in the 76.
Correct.
Right. Correct. So it must have been. See, I got out of the oil patch at 82. Well, I know why. I was with basically around 1980. I was at Soundtrack, and I had another ham.
Linda Soundtrack.
Linda Soundtrack. Yeah.
Oh boy.
You missed.
And I had a ham in there. I had a ham in there named James Lanier, who was at that time, I guess, an extra. Because he was a monster tech. He was awesome. And anyway, so that would have been 79 or 80, 79 or 80 maybe then. So it's a little later than I thought it was.
Facts clear everything up, don't they? So that was 83. I was looking in 77.
Try 81 or 80.
Let's see what else is there.
Well,
who knew we'd be doing call sign genealogy?
We did with the Glarg. I've done a bunch of the same thing that Peter does on that Glarg stuff. We'll have 2 or 3 guys. I was licensed in such and such.
Yeah.
And they'll do the same thing. You know, you find a way to prove it. We had 4 of us.
I'm going to say good night, guys. Good night.
Oh yeah, it's
Good
after
night.
9 o'clock. shut down the old YouTube here and say goodnight to those